Have you ever looked in the mirror and noticed your face still looks pretty good for your age, but then glanced down at your arms and thought, what happened here? I was at my daughter's wedding last month, and in one photo, my face looked radiant. I was smiling, my makeup was perfect, I felt beautiful. But my arms in that sleeveless dress, they looked like they belonged to someone 20 years older. Thin, saggy, almost fragile. Here's what's really shocking. While you're spending money on face creams and worrying about wrinkles, your arms are quietly aging 3 times faster than your face. The muscle loss happening in your arms right now is so dramatic that in just 5 years, you could lose the ability to lift your own grandchildren. But what really terrified me when I started researching this was discovering that most seniors lose 8% of their arm muscle mass every single decade after 60. That means by 80, you could have lost nearly a third of your arm strength. A third! And here's the scary part. Most people don't even realize it's happening until it's almost too late. Think about it. When did you last really look at your arms? When did you last test your grip strength by trying to open a new jar? When did you last try to lift something heavy over your head? If you're like most people, you've been avoiding these situations because deep down, you know your arms aren't what they used to be. But here's what nobody talks about, and what I discovered after months of research that changed everything for me. Your arms aren't supposed to age this fast. There's something specific happening that's stealing your arm strength and muscle tone at an alarming rate, and most seniors have no idea it's even occurring. What's terrifying is that by the time you notice your arms looking different, you've already lost years of muscle that could have been saved. By the time you struggle to open a jar or carry groceries, the damage is already extensive. But here's what gives me hope, and what should give you hope too. I discovered 5 approaches that can actually reverse this rapid arm aging. Some people see changes in just 2 weeks. And the most powerful approach? It's something your grandmother probably did every day without even thinking about it. Before we start though, I'm curious, have you noticed changes in your arm strength or how they look lately? Just nod if yes, or shake your head if no. Because what I'm about to share might explain exactly what's been happening to your arms. Now, here's what's really going on that most people don't understand. After age 60, your body starts producing 30% less of a protein called myosin. Myosin is like the engine inside your muscle fibers. Without enough of it, your muscles literally can't function properly. At the same time, something called chronic inflammation starts attacking your arm muscles specifically. Why your arms? Because unlike your legs that support your body weight all day, your arms often go hours without any real resistance or challenge. This creates what researchers call the perfect storm of muscle loss. Your arms are under-challenged, undernourished, and under attack from inflammation. The result? They age dramatically faster than the rest of your body. But here's the really insidious part. This muscle loss is happening right now, even as you're watching this video. Every day, you don't actively challenge your arm muscles, they're getting a little weaker. Every meal where you don't get adequate protein to your arm muscles, they're breaking down a little more. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is where hope comes in. Your arm muscles are actually the most responsive muscles in your body to the right kind of intervention. They can rebuild faster and more completely than almost any other muscle group, but only if you know what they really need. I'm going to share with you the 5 most powerful approaches I discovered. We'll count down from number 5 to the most effective one, and I have to warn you, number 1 is so simple that you'll probably think it can't possibly work. But it's been helping people maintain strong arms for generations. Wait until you hear what I discovered about approach number 5. Number 5, the protein timing secret that changes everything. Most people think they're getting enough protein. They have a piece of chicken at dinner and figure they're covered. But here's what shocked me when I learned this from a muscle researcher. Your arm muscles can only absorb about 25 grams of protein at one time. Think about this for a moment. If you eat 60 grams of protein at dinner, but nothing at breakfast and lunch, your muscles are starving for 16 hours a day. During that starvation period, your body starts breaking down your arm muscles to get the amino acids it needs for other functions. But here's where it gets really interesting. I met a woman named Carol who was 71 and devastated about her arms. She showed me a photo from 5 years earlier where her arms looked strong and toned, and then showed me how they looked now, thin and loose-skinned. Carol started spreading her protein throughout the day instead of loading it all at dinner. 2 eggs at breakfast, chicken on her lunch salad, fish at dinner. Within 3 weeks, Carol said her arms felt different when she was doing household tasks. By 2 months, her husband noticed her arms looked fuller. By 4 months, Carol was wearing sleeveless shirts again with confidence. But here's what really convinced me this works. Carol's daughter visited after not seeing her for 3 months and immediately asked, "Mom, have you been working out? Your arms look so much stronger." The key isn't more protein. It's strategic protein timing that keeps your arm muscles fed throughout the day instead of starving them for hours at a time. Wait until you hear about approach number 4. This one involves something most people throw away, but it contains one of nature's most powerful muscle rebuilding compounds. Number 4, the kitchen waste that rebuilds arms. I used to throw away chicken bones, beef bones, any bones from our meals. Then I discovered that these bones contain something called collagen peptides that are specifically crucial for maintaining the connective tissue that keeps your arm muscles firm and toned. When you simmer bones for hours, they release gelatin and amino acids that research suggests help your body rebuild muscle structure from the inside out. But here's what really caught my attention. Studies show that people who consume bone broth regularly maintain significantly more muscle mass as they age. My grandmother made bone broth every week. She'd save all the bones in the freezer, then simmer them all day Sunday. I thought it was just old-fashioned cooking, but now I realize she was creating liquid medicine for muscle preservation. Here's what amazed me. I started making bone broth and drinking a cup every afternoon. After about 6 weeks, I noticed my arms felt less tired when I was doing housework. The loose skin under my arms seemed to tighten slightly. By 3 months, people started commenting that my arms looked more toned. But the secret is in the amino acids, glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline that are released when bones are simmered for hours. These amino acids are the building blocks your arm muscles need to maintain their structure and repair daily damage. Now, if bone broth can rebuild your arms from the inside, you won't believe what approach number 3 can do from the outside. This discovery completely changed how I think about arm strengthening. Number 3, the resistance revolution that transforms arms. I used to think building arm strength meant lifting heavy weights at a gym. The idea intimidated me, and honestly, at my age, it seemed risky. Then I discovered resistance bands, and everything changed. Here's what's brilliant about resistance bands. They provide what's called variable resistance. As you stretch the band, the resistance increases, which perfectly matches how your muscles naturally work. This makes them incredibly effective for rebuilding arm strength without any risk of injury. But here's what really convinced me. I met Bob, who's 74, and his arms had become quite thin and weak. He couldn't lift his grandson, couldn't carry groceries, couldn't even open stubborn jars. Bob was starting to feel helpless. I showed Bob 3 simple resistance band exercises that take about 10 minutes. Arm curls, overhead presses, and rowing motions. Bob started doing these every other day while watching his evening news. Within 2 weeks, Bob noticed his arms felt stronger during daily activities. By 6 weeks, his wife said his arms looked bigger. By 3 months, Bob was not only lifting his grandson, but playing actively with him again. The transformation in Bob's confidence was as dramatic as the change in his arms. He went from feeling fragile to feeling capable again. But here's where the story gets even more interesting. While resistance bands can rebuild your arm muscles, approach number 2 addresses something that might be secretly sabotaging your efforts without you even knowing it. Number 2, the hidden deficiency stealing your arm strength. This might shock you. Research suggests that up to 80% of people over 60 are deficient in magnesium, and this deficiency shows up first in your arms and hands. Your arm muscles need magnesium to contract properly, to relax completely, and to repair themselves after use. Without adequate magnesium, your arms feel weak, tire easily, and may even shake or cramp during activities. Here's what opened my eyes. I started paying attention to magnesium about a year ago when I noticed my arms feeling tired more easily than they should. I began eating more magnesium-rich foods like spinach, almonds, and dark chocolate. I also started taking a small magnesium supplement before bed. Within 3 weeks, I noticed my arms felt stronger during daily activities. I could carry groceries longer without fatigue. An unexpected bonus. I started sleeping better too because magnesium helps with muscle relaxation. But here's what really convinced me. Magnesium was crucial. Studies show that people with adequate magnesium levels maintain significantly more grip strength and muscle mass as they age compared to those with low levels. The best sources are dark leafy greens, almonds, avocados, and dark chocolate. But many people find they need a supplement to reach optimal levels for muscle function. Now, we come to the number 1 most powerful approach, and this one will surprise you because it's something your grandmother probably did every single day without realizing she was preserving her arm strength. Number 1, the daily ritual that prevents arm aging. Here's something that stunned me when I learned it. If you don't actively use your arm muscles every single day, they start losing strength within 48 hours. This is called disuse atrophy, and it happens faster in your arms than anywhere else in your body. But here's the amazing discovery. Just 2 to 3 minutes of specific arm movements each day can prevent this rapid strength loss and even help rebuild muscle that's already been lost. I learned this from watching my 92-year-old neighbor, Dorothy. Every morning, I'd see her in her kitchen doing what looked like strange arm movements while her coffee brewed. Her arms looked remarkably strong for her age, so I asked her about it. Dorothy told me her mother taught her to wake up her arms every morning with reaching, stretching, and squeezing movements. She'd been doing it for 70 years without knowing she was practicing cutting-edge muscle preservation. Here's what daily arm activation looks like. Reach up high like you're putting something on a tall shelf. Reach out to the sides like you're hugging someone. Make circles with your arms. Push your palms together. Squeeze your hands into fists and release them. Dorothy's arms at 92 were stronger than many 70-year-olds I know. The magic happens when you do this consistently every single day. Your brain maintains its connection to your arm muscles, and your muscles stay awake and ready to work. I started doing 3 minutes of arm activation every morning while my coffee brewed. Within 1 week, my arms felt more responsive. By 1 month, I could reach overhead cabinets without strain. By 3 months, my arms looked noticeably more toned and felt significantly stronger. Now, you don't need to do all 5 approaches at once. I started with just arm activation and protein timing. Consistency with 1 or 2 approaches will give you better results than trying to do everything perfectly. Let me tell you about Margaret. She's 73 and was devastated about how her arms looked in her daughter's wedding photos. She felt embarrassed wearing sleeveless dresses and was avoiding activities because her arms felt so weak. Margaret started with daily arm activation and adding protein to her breakfast. After 2 weeks, she noticed her arms felt stronger when carrying things. By 6 weeks, her husband said her arms looked fuller and more toned. By 3 months, Margaret was wearing sleeveless shirts again and feeling confident about her appearance. Margaret told me the most important change wasn't just how her arms looked, it was feeling capable and strong again. She stopped worrying about looking frail and started enjoying activities she'd been avoiding. These approaches work, but they require consistency. You can't do arm activation for a week and expect permanent results. The people who get the best results are those who pick 1 or 2 approaches and make them a permanent part of their daily routine. Your arms don't have to age 3 times faster than your face. These 5 approaches can help you maintain strong, toned arms that serve you well throughout your life. The key is starting now, before more strength is lost. Remember, your arms are designed to stay strong and functional. They just need the right kind of daily support to do their job properly. If this helped you understand why your arms might be aging so quickly and what you can do about it, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical tips that can help you stay strong and independent. In the comments, tell me, have you noticed your arms aging faster than the rest of your body? What changes have you seen? Your experience might help someone else who's dealing with the same concerns. Your arms have carried you through life, literally. They've helped you hug your loved ones, accomplish your goals, and maintain your independence. These simple approaches might help them continue serving you beautifully for many years to come. Start with just the 3-minute morning arm activation tomorrow and see how you feel. Your arms and your confidence will thank you for it.